Zombie apocalypse.
Now then, we are back with another video. Yes, we're getting through these rosters very quickly now. Not many to go. Today we are going to look at the Chaos roster. A roster at the beginning what can be really tough to win with, but when they get skilled up, they strike fear into most of your opponents. And yeah. I can't wait to go through this video because the thing with Chaos is that they're a lot of fun in the way you can develop them. You can develop it any way you want, with mutations and stuff like that, and that's what we're going to have a look at. Just in case no one's seen my video before, I'm Benny Buffon, and I played Bloodbowl for a long time. I'm a PS4 coach, an Xbox One coach, and a PC coach, and I'm also a PS4 admin. So yeah, I like to play Bloodbowl a lot. What basically we do is we have a look at a few starting rosters. I will then tell you which roster I would take into the Champion Ladders Cup Sideards Official League, and then we'll have a look at how to skill the players up and the reason why we do it. So without further ado, let's have a look at a few of these starting rosters then. We'll start with this roster. And this is a standard roster, what you'll see a lot of the time. Basically, you have your 3 rerolls, what's always useful, because obviously the thing with Chaos, they've got no blocking skills, so there's a very good chance you're going to be turning the ball over quite a lot if you don't have the rerolls. So it's important to have at least 3 rerolls, in my opinion. You've got your 4 Chaos Warriors and you've got your 7 Beastmen. Nice standard build. Unfortunately, you've got no money in the bank, so it's a shame. Obviously, you want that 50k pretty quick so you can get yourself an apothecary to try and protect you from losing, one of those key Chaos Warriors. But yeah, I mean, like I say, it's a nice normal no frills build, and it probably gives you your best starting chance, to be honest. The second roster we'll just have a look at is if you want the Minotaur in your roster. Now, I'm not a big fan of this build, and I'll tell you why. To get the Minotaur in, you have to lose a Chaos Warrior, and you lose a team reroll. So you have 2 team rerolls, and you've got a loner in your team with no block, and you've got only 3 warriors, and you just got no block, and you've got 1 more AV8 piece, because obviously you lose an AV9 piece. I would rather save it for the Minotaur and have 4 Chaos Warriors and the extra reroll, because after the first game, a team reroll is going to cost you 120 grand anyway, so it's still quite expensive. The only, if you can call it a plus point, you got 10 grand in your bank, yay! So, but yeah, this one is very long term. If this is a build, if you're all about the Minotaur, you want to get him built up as quick as possible, and you don't care about if Luke taking a lot of losses. And the final roster we just have a quick level look at is a roster I don't really see now. It used to be a bit more popular, not so these days. It's basically a Chaos team without any Chaos Warriors. So you've got your Minotaurs, your big beefy strength 5 piece, and then you have 11 Beastmen. So you've got 12 players, so you've got a bench, and you still get your 3 team rerolls, and obviously you've got 10k in the bank. So this build's basically for theme, having a Beastman Chaos army, or a team, I should say, and they can be built very nicely. The only problem with these sort of teams is you struggle for the strength. Obviously you haven't got no strength 4 in there, and relying on your Minotaur early on to do the hard graft is always a concern to me. But I've seen decent Beastman teams. I've never seen an amazing one, but I've seen decent ones that can hold their own for sure. But I just really wanted to show you this because it just basically gives you another way you could do it, especially if it's for like fluff purposes and stuff like that. So hey, that's what it is. So there's your 3 teams. How would you skill them? That's what we're gonna have a look at in a minute. The team I would pick to take to the champion ladder competition would be the first one. I think this is the best one. You get seven Beastmen, 4 Case Warriors, and 3 rerolls. I think this is the best you can basically get, in my opinion. You know, I just can't. I can't really see any other roster I would take, to be honest. So let's go to the good old skill ups, the fun bit with the with Chaos. Oh, look at all them lovelies. So let's get it out the way straight away. We all do it. We get a Chaos team and we just go into kill mode. We want death and destruction and everything dead because we took it on the chin early doors when we had no skills and people were laughing at us, dodging away, you know, elves beating us up and all this rubbish. But now we've got to the point now where it's payback, and you see a lot of these builds. You see 4 of these Chaos Warriors and everything, and I've done it as well. You get carried away and we all just go kill fest. But we're going to show you some ways of building a team so it can be good in every way. But obviously the first one is obviously the typical kill Chaos Warrior kill build. Personally, you know, probably one of these is more than enough. Just give you that extra bit beef up front. Obviously start with block, then go mighty blow, claw, piling on, tackle, and then because it's strength 4, I would be pretty tempted with frenzy. Pro is another thing you can have a look at as well, just in case, you know, you just get a push and you want to try and get a free reroll in there and try and change it to a POW. These guys are scary. You could also go stand firm instead, so if someone tries to hit you and they obviously don't get you down, they can't push you away. A jump up on a double is useful, so obviously if someone knocks you down and follows up on a 2+, you got to get back up and have a free smack him. So yeah, this is a standard build. I mean, people, this is just deadly. This is a deadly build, and I see why people just stack so many of these guys. Obviously the tackles there as well to help with blodge pieces as well. The second build is more of the standard build to help them dominate the middle. Obviously start with block as always, then go guard, because obviously even though you're strength 4, you need some guard. You need that guard to make sure you're still on top of the other big teams, like the Lizardman team with the Saurus, like the Orcs with the Black Orcs, you know, and to some extent vampires. You know, you want to keep that strength battle in your favour, and also as well against other Chaos teams. You know, if you've got plenty of guards and they've just gone killy, yeah, they're going to struggle to get anything better than a 1 dice on you, because you know you'll have the strength. You'll have the strength because obviously your guard will be giving you assists. So you know, we've got to get these guards in. It's something you've just got to just think. Oh, I want the killy stuff, but I need to be getting them 2 dices more times than not. Because if you keep getting 2 dices, even with no mighty blow or with just mighty blow, you're still going to do damage. You know, claw is only good against AV7 pieces. Remember that. Sorry, against things that are higher than AV7. Sorry, the AV7 pieces, it's wasted. So you know, that just basically, you've just got to try and get away from that. And this build is fantastic. Block, guard, stand firm. So if they don't knock him down, he stays put. It can hit on the whip. It can hit in his turn. It can still give the guard assist as well. And then after that, if you roll a double, I'd be looking at dodge, so it's a blodge, stand firm, strength 4, guard piece. They are fantastic pieces. Mighty blow you could go for, try and help getting more pieces off, because at the end of the day, hey, we're chaos and we want to kill stuff. And then there's the other option, what's really good, I think, is tackle. So basically, if you've marked him a blodger and he tries to dodge away, at least he'd have to use a reroll if he failed the dodge. And obviously, when you're hitting and you're hitting blodgers, you've got a more successful chance of knocking them down. This build, you could build 2-3 like this, and they will be very effective and help you dominate the middle. This guy we're just got a bit funky with. Obviously, again, start with block, guard, stand firm to get yourself in there, and then we're just going for a few interesting ones. Prehensive tail gives a -1 to dodge away from the guy. So obviously, else to be dodging a 3+. A standard human be dodging on a 4+ away from him. Always useful skill. Tentacles, I usually prefer tentacles to strength 5, but obviously again, you know, they still can fail get away from tentacles, and if they do, then you get a free hit. Mighty blow is another thing you can go for. Other skills I'd look at, tackle, especially if this guy's marking up a blodger, so that would be useful skill as well. So like I said, I never built one like this, but I'm just trying to show you just different ways you can go about them. Talking about different ways, a case warrior ball carrier, very rare you see this, but if you want a case warrior ball carrier, this is the way you build him. So if you start with block as always, then go show hands, and then it's totally up to you how you go from there. Kick-off return helps because you're only movement valve, so obviously that gets you into a better position. 2 heads mean you're dodging away from someone next to you on a 2+, if you didn't want to blitz. Extra arms gives you +1 to pick up, so you pick it up on a 2+, with sure hands is always nice. Any roll on a double, dodge is fantastic because it makes you a strength 4 blodger, and combined with 2 heads, you're dodging away from attackers on a 2+ with a reroll, and even dodging into a tackle zone gives you a 3+, so it makes them a lot more reliable. The problem with these is the rolling movement 5. It may seem one square's not much difference, but it kinda is. But I suppose the more worrying fact is if this guy's doing the ball carrying, he's not really going to be enforced. He's not really going to be hitting stuff. So that means you're like a case warrior down on the line of scrimmage. What's an issue? You could bring in a Minotaur to beef that middle up while this guy runs about. I have actually seen this build very successful. I really have, because war dancers can't jump in down strip balling because it's got short hands, so a lot of times it's going to be 2 red dice, and if you build your chaos with plenty of guard, if you've got a guarded cage with this guy in, he's going to be so hard to take down. Really is, because more times than not the guy's going to be needing it's going to be 2 red die block in your favor, and if you've got blodge, he needs more times than not he'll need a pow. So there's a lot of benefits with this guy. If I take this guy though, I would want either a Beastman with a strength upgrade, so he can sort of try and take over the position of that case warrior, or plenty of guard to help assist. So obviously that you need to look at things like that if you're going to make him into a ball carrier, because these can be great ball carriers, but you've got to make sure you're not getting beat on the offensive line, otherwise you're struggling. But again, like I said, I won't put you off this build, but it is a brave call. Right, so anyway, there's just a few different ways you can build your case warriors. Now then, the Minotaur. Oh, I have a love-hate relationship with the Minotaur. Every time I use one, it always seems to cost me games, or just nothing, or he won't move, or he wild animals. You know the thing with these. But anyway, they have got plenty of potential. Unfortunately, the only armor rate was a bit, but they are strength 5, so most of the time, long as he's not left alone, he will, be okay unless he gets ganged up on. It comes with thick skull, what's good. Mighty blow, what's great. Horns means his strength 6 when he blitzes. Friends is great as well. So everything's good there. Obviously, the negative trait of load and wild animals are a pain in the backside. But on the bright side, the thing with the Minotaur, you can really give them some nasty skills on normal rolls. So if you don't roll a double on your first skill, to me, Claw is the way to go. Claw is perfect. It just causes carnage. The other option you can do instead of Claw is Tentacles. Now, Tentacles keeps the guy in place, so that means you're hitting on stuff on 2+ and you're not blitzing. So they're the two skills I'd look at. If you want to go for maximum damage output, go Claw. But bear in mind, like we said earlier, it doesn't work on AB7 players like Wood Elves, Norse. It only works on the beefy ones like the dwarfs and stuff like that. So, like I said, just remember that when you go Claw. Tentacles, on the other hand, is fantastic. It works against everybody. They have to try and dodge away, and if they don't, you can hit them next turn on a 2+. Fantastic. And it's hard for me because both times it depends how the rest of my team's built. But they're the two skills I'd definitely look at. More damage output, go Claw. More hits, you'll probably go with Tentacles. And to hold something in place like a Gut Runner would be beautiful. On other single rolls, Guard's good. stand firm's good, and preemptive tail's a nightmare with tentacles because obviously they've got to do a strength test to dodge out the way, and even if they do dodge out the way, they're at -1 to the dodge because of preemptive tail. So that's another thing you can do. I mean, these look great. I mean, look. Oh, go back, press the wrong button. That's always useful. Go back to you in a minute, buddy. They just, oh god, they just look really nice. And I completely messed this up. Some bizarre reason. Let's have a look. There we go. Don't know why. I'm too busy messing about the Xbox stuff. But look at this guy. He's nasty, isn't he? Look at that. What a monstrosity. So on doubles, obviously block to me is the most obvious most skill to take. It makes him a lot more reliable, definitely. If I was looking to roll another double, because he's got wild animal, I'd be really tempted to take pro, just because obviously moving on a 4+ and stuff like that. I just think because the other doubles really single rolls or mutations. I suppose you could develop into a break tackle blodge mano instead. You know, dodging into occasion, stand occasion onto a 4+ with dodge reroll. Also would protect him well. I mean, if I was going blodge, I'd be then looking at stand firm and tentacles, just to make him a pain in the backside. Or if you didn't want break tackle, he's got blodge. Blitz him onto the side of cage. He stands next to the ball carrier with his tentacles. He's got stand firm. He ain't moving. Give him some assists in there with nice guard strength 4 pieces, and your opponent is a world of pain. So you know the Minotaurs can be useful creatures, but they do whoop up your TV big time. So you've got to be careful with that, and you've got to just add a worth it. It's up to you. But there you go. There's plenty of skills there. It shows you how deadly they can be and how useful they can be. But just bear in mind, a lot of times he's going to not move and he's going to go wild animal on the blitz. Right then, so we're going to the Beastmen now. And this is a typical ball handling Beastman. Start off with block because obviously block's a staple diet. Then I would go show hands. If I roll a double, I'll take dodge, so that it's a blood show-handed ball carrier. 2 heads is always fantastic on these things. It means they can dodge out of a tackle zone on 2+. Extra arms, 2+ to pick. Sorry, it's a 2+ to pick the ball up. And if you got show hands as well, it's 2+ with a reroll, just like an elf. And also you've got the slight added bonus of if he's in the passing lane, he gets +1 to the intercept. And then things like big hand help you just go in. Doesn't matter how many tackle zones around it, it'll pick it up on a 2+ with a reroll. And even in the rain, it's not affected by minuses. So another nice skill. These are just fantastic. Really, really are nice. And I would look to build at least one like this. And I'd try and build one like this. Then I'd develop the rest of my chaos. And then I'd try and sneak another one later in, just in case something happens to this guy. But if you can get a build like this, you know, you're gonna be onto a winner here. They are really, really nice. So there we go. One thing I forget, and I always forget this, is characteristics. What would I take stat up wise? So I'll just quickly go back to the Chaos Warriors. Movement, probably not. Armor, definitely not. Agility is always a funny one because, like, if I was going to use the ball carrier route, probably. Otherwise, I'm not too bothered about it. And strength, I take every day of the week. If you get strength, I'm more likely to take tentacles with him. So strength, definite. Movement, yeah. Agility, meh. Armor, no. So the movement and agility depends when I get it and on what build. The Minotaur is a bit of a different kettle of fish because he already is quite strong. If I rolled strength and I haven't got block, I'd take block. If I already had block, then yes, I probably would take strength. Movement is useful for frenzy, but again, I want him really stuck in the middle, so I probably wouldn't take it. Armor, I would take later on in the build. And agility, I wouldn't even bother. So there you go. So, back to the Beastmen. One of these days, I'll remember to do that as we go, as we're with the piece. On this guy, agility would be fantastic. Oh my word. Movement would be good on this piece. Armor I wouldn't take because my philosophy is if he's a ball carrier, he shouldn't be getting hit anyway. Strength, definitely. Strength and agility on this piece would be beautiful. A ball carrier at strength 4 is fantastic. Agility 4 ball carrier is fantastic also, especially with 2 heads and dodge. So yes, definitely. The next one is just basically it's a killer build but for Beastmen. Block, Mighty Blow, Claw, Tackle, Piling On, and then there's an option. A couple of things you can go for. Dauntless is basically there that you can take or you can go big guy hunting. Your strength 4 obviously on a blitz anyway, but obviously having Dauntless gives you a good chance to take out trolls, Croxagores, stuff like that. They're not even safe against a Dauntless killer like this guy. And if a big guy's next to you, you can try and hit him even without blitz, and you still got a good chance of taking him down. I'm not going to go much into this build. This build is self-explanatory, just like the Chaos Warrior one. And these, I would look to build 2-3 like this, and have them prowling all over the place, so nobody's safe on the opposition. They really are nice pieces, but try not to go too overboard on them. Here's a bit of a does a bit of everything build. Obviously, go with block first on your Beastmen. I'd probably then you got 2 options. You give him extra arms, so he's like a relay runner. So obviously he's catching a handoff on a 2+ or a pass on a 2+, and obviously guards the other piece as well. Because obviously you want a lot of guard if you can on Chaos teams, and that's something you don't see that often with Chaos. Is guard. The more guard you've got, and let's be honest, everybody in the team can get guard. All 11 players on a normal roll. But again, we don't see enough Chaos teams with guard because we all get sucked into we want all the killy stuff. We don't want guard. We want other stuff. But you know, if you can get 2 or 3 of these pieces with your 4 Chaos Warriors with guard, then all of a sudden you're going to be bossing that middle. And this is it. It's smash mouth football. With Chaos, you want to be beating them up and you want to be dominating that offensive line. If you're on defense, you want to be crunching them so they can't get forward, and guard will help you with that. So this guy can do both. He can take a hand off, and obviously he's got guard. And if they're throwing it over him in traffic, obviously extra arms will help for the intercept. And also if the ball goes loose, he can pick the ball up on a 2+. This guy is a normal build of block, guard, stand firm, just a few little skills there. Obviously, he's assisting his friends, and obviously if they don't knock him down, and even if they get a push, he stays in place, meaning he can hit on his turn, and also he's still assisting people with guard. These are really nice. You get 2 or 3 of these bad boys, and you're loving it. So there's another option you can do if you do want extra arms. And probably you'll see this build more than the one I've just shown you because this is just a lot more effective. These guys are basically, this is something I was talking about on Blood on the Box, the Xbox talk show, where I said to one of the case guys, look, having a guy like this is very useful, and people were like, you know, why? It just makes no sense. So you know, if you get a double going leap, because obviously then you can obviously dodge on leap on a 4+. Then when you get very long legs, it's a 3+. So obviously you're dodging in with a strength 4, 2 dice, with wrestle, with tackle, with strip ball. You're gonna get the ball carried down more times than not. So this is a real nice build, but I don't see that often at all. So go with this, because this will scare your opposition, and it will attract a lot of people on him. But then again, if the people are going after this guy, that means they're not going out for your killers or your other big pieces. And this build is so effective, really is. The problem is getting him to develop this far on. That is the major problem. But even with wrestle and leap, the guy still on a 4+ is getting in, hitting a standard cage with more times than not 2 dice. So you don't believe me? Try it out. It is a really, really effective build. Here's the standard build for trying to get rid of the ball. You probably can have 1 or 2 of these at the back. Obviously, start with wrestle instead of block. Then you're looking at tackle for obviously taking out blodge pieces. Strip ball will obviously get the ball loose against people without sure hands. And then 2 heads gives you obviously the more maneuverability of dodging out of tackle zone on a 2+. Well, just makes it more safer. Late skills on this build, pros not too bad. And dodge is another good one. What works really well with two heads and makes it a lot safer for him to get out there. Other skills, late on pass block maybe. Guard's always good. You can't go wrong with guard, to be honest. The next one, this is a funky build. This is more like an ultimate defensive build. You start off with block, then go pass block. Then you've got the options of extra arms, which gives him +1 to intercept. Very long legs, another +1 to intercept. So that's a +2 to intercept. So he's obviously catching on the 4+. So obviously it's something what people don't expect to see. Prehensive tail means obviously if you tag him and you don't intercept, he's dodging away on with a -1, and then obviously you got stand firm there as well, so he can't push you away. Like I said, this is a really luxury build, but I'm just trying to tell you, I'm just basically showing you other ways you can get these funky builds, and having one of these guys in the backfield is quite annoying. Even if it's just to tag the ball carrier. I mean, you could go block, diving tackle if you get a double and pass block, and stand firm, something like that. So if he doesn't get you down, it's a -2. Or diving tackle prehensive tail with pass block and block. Then all of a sudden, it's a -3. So there's a lot of things you can do. What's quite funky with Chaos Beastmen, and that's one of their main strengths. Is you can do just about anything with them. Any sort of build, it just takes time. It'd be wrong of me if we didn't show you this build, obviously. Daily player Beastmen, always good to have 1 or 2 of these in your team. Always nice, trying to get the numbers, and especially if your team's got off to a good start, you've already got like a 3-number advantage, then all of a sudden these guys can go to town, because it doesn't matter if they get sent off, because hey, you've already got the advantage already, and these are a pain in the backside. Really are. And I've seen so many people concede to teams with their players in, because not only are they getting whooped by getting hit, obviously with the powers and everything like that, with the blocks, these guys are then coming in on them nice pieces of the opposition, like war dance and that, and they're sticking the boot in, and very, very effective. I wouldn't even bother with sneaking on this guy. He just makes the TV too high. I would just keep him as he is. If he did level up again, I'd go block. If he leveled up again, then I'd be like, oh, really? I'd go guard, but then he becomes a point where you don't really want to foul unless it's very late on. Like a good old 10, 16 foul, something like that, maybe. So, you're better off with these like this. I know people, if they get a level up, they just sack them and start again, because obviously you don't want data players to have too much TV. 80 is about as much as you want to go, really. And finally, you want a pass Beastman. Yeah, a pass Beastman. Well, I'll tell you what, you sort of can get one. We can sort of make it. Start off with block as always. Luckily, because obviously you've got strength access, you get strong arm, what is a godsend. Really is, because anything short, long, or bomb range, you get +1 to it. And we've been agility 3. That's important. Obviously, if you roll a double, I'd look at pass. The other option is accurate. It's up to you. I just think with pass, it's more reliable because you've got built-in reroll. Short hands, obviously, is another thing what you want, so it protects you from being strip balled as well. And 2 heads, like I said before, if someone tags you, you've got a good chance of just dodging away on a 2+ and repositioning. These can be quite useful, because you can get Beastmen with extra arms. So you could get it, so you're like throwing on a 3+, catching on a 2+. That is not shabby at all. If you get an agility on this guy, then all of a sudden you're throwing the ball all over the place, and quite a lot of it you can be throwing on a 2+, or worst case scenario a 3+, unless you're going crazy. So you can build them really, really well. And like I said, a few doubles in there, and you're fantastic. If you roll 2 doubles, pass, accurate, strong arm, yes please, you've got a fantastic Beastman passer. It's just, I suppose, you're thinking outside the box. It just gives you another option. This guy I'd only use on offensive drives, because he's that important if you get him to this sort of level. So I would use him on offensive drives, and it just gives you another option, because if this guy's got the ball, he can still run the ball, but obviously he's got the option to pass the ball as well. And if you, like I say, if you've got a few Beastmen with extra arms in there, like I showed you with that thing with the block guard and extra arms, then you've got them, and then all of a sudden your opposition's like, God, is he going to run it? Is he going to pass it? I better cover for the pass, but then you run it. and get the gaps, because obviously he's marking up the scoring threat, so it gives you space. Your strength 4 and your killer pieces are making your gaps already, and the opposition's defense is spread out all over the place. So this is just what your guy needs, and you know, you can just run into space. And if they do clamp you down, you've also got the option to say, you know what, you've come up and you've done your calm defense, I've slipped a few beastmen around the back, I'm going to throw it to them, they're catching on a 2+, we're going to take it to the end zone, thanks very much. So it just gives you another option. Again, like I said, it's just about skilling them up. It takes so long to skill them up, but again, this just shows you a way you can do it. And that's basically it regarding them. You know, with Beastmen, like I say, you can do them any way you want. Looking at stat ups, strength, take strength every day of the week. Strength's fantastic because that means they can blitz with strength 5. Agility is great as well. I take agility because it makes them ball handlers or blitzers or leaping strip ballers and stuff like that. I mean, you get agility 4 leaper with long legs, it's 2+. We wrestle, bang, give me the ball. Thanks very much. So they can be really deadly to get the good skills. Armour, I really wouldn't take armour unless he's typically a line of scrimmage beastman. But again, I'd probably want to take armour later on. Movement I take on ball carriers definitely every day of the week. I'd even be tempted to take out on safeties if you've already got a few skills, so it makes them easy to cover both ends of the pitch. But basically, that's it on Chaos. They are a good team. It's not all about the kill. Like I said, I've been sucking into it. Loads of people get suckered into it. But you can build them really well. And like I said, every player can have guard. Every player. Can you imagine playing against 11 guarded players and a lot of them having stand firm with a few killer pieces in there with Parallon and Claw? It's a nightmare. But luckily, you don't get to see it because a lot of people just want to kill. Just imagine if someone built a team with 11 guard pieces. Maybe that should be my challenge. I'm doing on the PS4 a team. Just quickly, in fact, let's see if I can just quickly show you. Let's have a look. There's so many teams. Before we go, here we go. Blood and Tears rise up. So obviously I'm flying the flag for the Blood and Tears League on the PS4. Better make sure I don't press the wrong button here. So there you go. So obviously this is the team I've got at the moment. So they're trying to get block on here. I'm getting myself a ball handler, and obviously I'm going to try and get this team. And I'll probably try and do what I've done in the roster. We did try and get quite a lot of guard in there, get a few killers in there, and hope they'll do all right. Not a bad start. 2 wins, 2 draws. We've played a lot of elves. Ugh, no good. And I've been playing really good coaches like Kev. Where's all my easy wins? I need some easy wins. But yeah, so obviously that's my challenge this season on the Champions Ladder on the PS4, and probably I could be going this sort of build on the Xbox One as well. So there you go. Chaos, fantastic. Just have to have the patience of a saint because it takes a while to get built up. But when you've got them where you want them, they will repay your faith in buckets, and you will have so much fun with them. Anyway, that's me done. I hope you have enjoyed it. And like I said, please subscribe because then it'll basically, if you subscribe, it makes you aware when I put the videos on, because we've got talk shows now on the PS4. We've got talk shows on the Xbox. We're going to be having, obviously, the playoffs coming onto my YouTube channel as well for the PS4 and potentially Xbox One as well. You know, we'll have the Champions Cup final. You know, we'll have other rosters coming on there. All my rosters are on there. So it's really good if you subscribe, because obviously it doesn't cost you nothing. Subscribe and you'll keep up to date with everything I do on the channel. And there you go. Any questions, feel free to obviously drop a comment in there. And like I do with everyone else, I will reply as soon as I can and answer anything you need answering. So thanks very much. Take care. I'll see you in the next video and have fun on the Blood Bowl pitch. Take care. Bye-bye. Myself, take me right